summer, I was 17, I had a job working at a frozen custard place. I shortly lost that job 2 months after working there.
19 years ago, my wife and I were hosting Thanksgiving for the first time, combining both our families, and we were kind of stressed out about it. I had one good hand because I had broken my finger the weekend before.
22 years ago, I had a daughter that was born with an omphalocele and a diaphragmatic hernia. And she spent 4 months in the NICU at St. Louis Children's.
A few years ago, I had a family member in the hospital out of town.
When I was 16 years old, I tore my ACL.
After my husband and I had had 2 children, we were told that I would probably never be able to have another child.
In 1985, I lost my husband, which was extremely sad for myself and for my children.
And we waited 4.5 years before I became pregnant again. And a few days after we found out I was pregnant, we miscarried that baby.
So I had one good hand. My wife was very nauseous, and there was a lot of stress.
It's hard to believe, but something good did come out of that. After he had been gone for about 4 years, I joined with some other women and we started a widowed support group, and we called it Starting Over. We met for 6 weeks in the spring and 6 weeks in the fall for 27 years, and we helped probably 2,500 newly widowed men and women go through their grief process.
I asked a dear friend to travel with me, and after leaving the hospital, this friend treated me to lunch to cheer me up. And then coming down the interstate, we encountered 15 hot air balloons. Some had landed and some were still landing, and it was just a very beautiful and peaceful moment.
But that child was the announcement to us that I could bear children, and we went on to have 3 more children after that, and now have 5 children who are all grown adults.
I had to go through 6 months of rehab, and through that process, I figured out that I want to be a physical therapist for the rest of my life. So now it's set a purpose for me because of that injury.
Now, today, she is getting ready to graduate college with her degree in nursing and will take a job at that same hospital she was born in the cardiac OR.
About 3 weeks go by, and I get a new job working at a country club. There, I met a lot of cool people, some really good golfers that taught me a lot, some pretty high up business associates, and some pretty cool restaurant people.
It all worked out fine, and we found out a few days later the reason my wife was very nauseous that day, and the reason she was because she was pregnant with our first son. So that was the good thing that came out of what at the time was very stressful, bad thing.
So something good did come out of something bad.
Good things do come from bad things.
Clouds do have silver linings.